It's midnight and you're watching Nightline with me, Raymond. The headlines. Government committed in defending country's sovereignty over Sulu claims. And man shot twice in Bandar Sunway had past criminal record. Good morning. The 32-year-old man who was shot twice in Bandar Sunway, Subang Jaya on Wednesday had a past criminal record for robbery and theft. Subang Jaya Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Wan Azlan Wan Mamat said early investigations revealed that 3 assailants entered a handphone accessory shop and 2 of them shot the victim. The victim was confirmed dead when he arrived at the Serdang hospital. The forensics team recovered 2 bullet casings, bullet fragments, a bullet shell, 2 blood swabs, and a pair of slippers at the crime scene. Police on duty at the Bandar Sunway information counter were made aware of the incident at 1:35 p.m. and the shooting is believed to have occurred at 1:30 p.m. Investigation is carried out under the Penal Code for murder, and police are also investigating if there is any secret society involvement. The government will continue its efforts in defending Malaysia's sovereign rights in relation to the issue of Sulu claims. According to Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Royal Malaysian Police has started an investigation against Sulu prosecutors, arbitrators, lawyers and other parties for the offence of sabotage.
Ini soal kepentingan dan kedaulatan Malaysia. Ini soal Sabah dan rakyat Malaysia keseluruhannya. Kerajaan Malaysia akan terus marah dan berjuang habis-habisan demi melindungi dan memelihara kepentingan dan kedaulatan Malaysia. Saya menyeru rakyat Malaysia sekalian berganding bahu dalam usaha kerajaan perpaduan madani bagi menamatkan dengan izin once and for all tuntutan yang sama sekali tidak berasas.
Datuk Seri Anwar told the Dewan Rakyat this on Wednesday when giving an explanation on the claims made against Malaysia by 8 Philippine nationals claiming to be descendants of the Sulu Sultan. He also stressed that the government will not hesitate to take legal action based on the country's existing criminal laws against any parties, including Malaysians who give any form of support or assistance or collaborate with the Sulu claimants. Datuk Seri Anwar also said there is no evidence suggesting the Philippine government's involvement in the Sulu claims issue. The Dewan Rakyat sitting on Wednesday erupted into chaos for over 20 minutes after Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail made a remark which appeared to be a veiled reference to past members of Parliament. The Pakatan Harapan Secretary-General had criticised certain leaders, claiming they had distorted Islam by accusing their opponents as faithless due to political differences, which prompted past lawmakers to protest, accusing the minister of slander.
Sokong kita namanya beriman, berakidah. Tak sokong kita tidak beriman, tidak berakidah. Kita buat kerja Tuhan. Ini pun satu masalah baru dalam negara kita.
Kenyataan itu mengandungi unsur-unsur fitnah.
Fitnah.
Kenyataan seperti itu bertujuan jahat.
A shouting match ensued between both sides of the political divide before Deputy Dewan Rakyat Speaker Datuk Ramli Muhammad Noor intervened. Datuk Ramli then ordered Jasin MP Zulkifli Ismail to retract his statement or he will be referred to the Rights and Privileges Committee, to which the past lawmaker later reluctantly complied. On another matter, Datuk Seri Saifuddin said Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's visit to the Kajang prison to see former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib Tun Razak received special approval from the Director General of Prisons. He said the visit was carried out in accordance with the Prison Regulations 2000.
Ayatnya adalah perhubungan antara banduan dengan saudara mara dan rakan-rakan mereka hendaklah dibenarkan mengikut bahagian ini. Tertakluk kepada, dia adalah beberapa perkara, kemudian dan perkara 86 ini memperuntukkan kuasa kepada ketua pengarah, kepada disebut ni kecuali dengan kebenaran khas. Ya, kebenaran khas itu adalah pemakaian selama ini adalah oleh ketua pengarah penjara ataupun oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri.
Dato' Sri Saifuddin said Dato' Sri Ahmad Zahid's action of bringing Dato' Sri Najib's favourite food during the visit should also not be disputed. He added Rule 99 in the same rule allows visitors to bring in food from outside if they get the permission of the prison officer on duty at the time. He also denied the allegation that Dato' Sri Ahmad Zahid brought an electronic device during the visit as it was held in the presence of prison officers. Previously, during the 2023 UMNO General Assembly, Dato' Sri Ahmad Zahid revealed that he had recently visited Dato' Sri Najib in Kajang Prison and was accompanied by UMNO Supreme Council member Shamsul Anwar Nasara. Meanwhile, the government hopes to present the proposed constitutional amendments on citizenship to the Conference of Rulers on July 12th. According to Dato' Sri Saifuddin, if the proposed amendments receive royal assent, it will be tabled during the third meeting of Parliament, which begins on October 9th.
Kita sekarang sedang mempersiapkan cadangan pindaan bahagian 3 Perlembagaan Persekutuan berhubung perkara warga negara. Dan kita lakukan ini secara komprehensif, bukan saja soal anak yang dilahirkan oleh ibu warga negara Malaysia di luar negara dengan pasangannya bukan warga negara, tetapi juga adalah satu pindaan yang komprehensif mengandungi sekurang-kurangnya 8 cadangan pindaan.
He added the proposed constitutional amendments seek to provide a comprehensive solution to the long-standing issue of citizenship in Malaysia, and the engagement session regarding the matter was already at the final stage. The government is still scrutinizing the proposal to place the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, under the purview of the Enforcement Agency Integrity Commission, EAIC. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Ram Kapal Singh, told the Dewan Rakyat that the government had also established a pro-tem committee to discuss the direction of the proposal following the Cabinet's meeting on April 19th.
Untuk makluman Yang Berhormat, satu nota jemaah menteri telah pun dikemukakan kepada Kabinet dalam pada 19 bulan April 2023 untuk membincangkan hala 7 isu penerapan SPRM ke dalam EAIC ini, dan ekoran daripada ini satu jawatan kuasa pro tem telah pun ditubuhkan. Dan selain daripada itu, pada 2 hari bulan Mei tahun ini, satu mesyuarat telah yang dipengerusikan oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri Pesuruh dan juga dihadiri oleh Pesuruhjaya EAIC, SPRM, AGC antara.
Ram Kapal also said that placing the MACC under the oversight of the EAIC would ensure comprehensive monitoring of any misconduct by enforcement agency officers, in addition to fulfilling the need for checks and balances. The Pro-Tem Committee, comprising stakeholders from all relevant parties, will recommend the obtained results to formulate policy decisions by the Cabinet in the future. He said the study also involves the proposed appointment of EAIC members under the purview of the Parliamentary Special Select Committee as a measure to strengthen the function and integrity of the enforcement agency. The Education Ministry will reveal the exact number of 2022 Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination absentees soon to prevent the issue from being manipulated. Its Minister, Fadlina Siddiq, said she has received a full report on the absentees but would need further check on the figures before making it public.
Ini masalah lama sebenarnya ya. Cuma kali ini kita jadikan dia sebagai satu langkah untuk kita pastikan bahawa calon-calon ini hadir dan maknanya ambil peperiksaan itu. Yang kita rekodkan dalam rekod kehadiran mereka itu yang tak hadir itu. Jadi ada banyak juga faktor kerana tidak hadir itu.
Fatlina said this after the closing ceremony of the Islamic and Malay Karamah Insania Convention at Dewan Jubli Perak Sultan Abdulaziz in Shah Alam on Wednesday. She added that the ministry wanted to look deeper into this issue because there were absentees who have submitted their appeal to retake the SPM exam. She also said the ministry was working with several counterparts to ensure those who do not further their studies after SPM have future careers. It was reported previously that 14,858 or 3.8% out of the overall 388,832 candidates registered for the 2022 SPM did not turn up for the examination. The Kelantan State Legislative Assembly will be dissolved on June 22nd to pave the way for the state elections. Kelantan Menteri Besar Datuk Ahmad Yaakob said the date has received royal assent from Kelantan's Sultan Muhammad V.
Jadi adalah saya setelah menghadap ke bawah duli Yang Maha Mulia Sultan Muhammad ke-5 bagi memohon ampuni perkenan untuk membubarkan Dewan Negeri Kelantan bagi penggal yang ke-14 bahawasanya menurut pasal 2 perkara 46 Undang-Undang Perlembagaan Tubuh Kerajaan Kelantan bahagian yang pertama memperuntukkan bahawa ke bawah duli Yang Maha Mulia boleh memberhenti atau membubarkan Dewan Negeri.
He was speaking to the media after chairing a state executive councillor meeting. In the last election in 2018, PAS won 36 seats in the 45-seat assembly, while Barisan Nasional BN secured 8 and Bersatu 1. Apart from Kelantan, the Pakatan Harapan held Selangor, Pulau Pinang and Negeri Sembilan, as well as the PAS-led Kedah and Terengganu, also decided not to hold their state elections at the same time as the 15th general election in November last year. Pulau Pinang has previously announced that its state assembly will dissolve on June 28th, while Negeri Sembilan is expected to do so on June 30th. Thousands evacuated as India-Pakistan brace for cyclone Biparjoy. This and more from the foreign front right after this short break.
Telefilm yang
With the news from the foreign front, tens of thousands of people are being evacuated as India and Pakistan brace for the impact of cyclone Biparjoy, which is expected to make landfall in densely populated areas across the subcontinent on Thursday, putting millions of lives at risk. Biparjoy's landfall is expected on Thursday afternoon, bringing the triple threat of heavy rain, damaging winds and coastal storm surges across the region. Mass evacuations have also started in Pakistan's Sindh province, with about 60,000 people sent to temporary shelters and plumes of dust engulfing parts of the province, reducing visibility and impacting breathing. Biparjoy has been churning across the northeastern Arabian Sea, heading towards southern Pakistan and western India since late last week, with winds of 160 kilometers per hour and gusts up to 195 kilometers per hour. However, it has weakened slightly since Tuesday, sustaining winds of 150 kilometers per hour, which is equivalent to a Category 1 hurricane. At least 78 migrants drowned early on Wednesday, and more were feared missing when their boat capsized and sank in one of the deadliest shipwrecks off Greece this year. By midday, 104 migrants were rescued, but it remained unclear how many were on board when the vessel went under. Their nationalities, as well as where the boat had sailed from, were not immediately confirmed by Greek authorities. According to the Coast Guard, the boat, which was en route to Italy, was spotted in international waters late on Tuesday by an aircraft and two nearby vessels, about 80 kilometers southwest of the town of Pylos in Greece. They added that those on board had refused assistance offered by Greek authorities, and a few hours later the boat capsized and sank, triggering a search and rescue operation. Greece is one of the main routes into the European Union for refugees and migrants, with most of them crossing into Greek islands from Turkey. In Japan, an 18-year-old soldier was arrested on Wednesday after allegedly killing two other personnel with a rifle at a ground self-defense force shooting range in the city of Gifu. According to the country's ground self-defense force chief, Yasunori Norishita, the shooting took place at about 9 a.m. local time during a live fire training exercise. It was understood that 8 shots have been fired by the suspect before he was detained on the spot. The two servicemen, aged 52 and 25, were pronounced dead shortly after being taken to hospital. Authorities said the motive has yet to be established, adding that an investigation committee will be set up to examine the incident as well as to prevent similar events from occurring in future. Over in Ukraine, at least 6 people were killed and dozens were injured after Russian missiles struck civilian buildings in the southern city of Odessa and eastern Donetsk region on Wednesday. According to Ukrainian officials, Russia fired 4 cruise missiles on the city of Odessa, killing at least 3 people. As a result of air combat and the blast wave, 7 people were also wounded after a business center, shops and a residential complex in the city center were damaged. In a separate missile strike on eastern Donetsk region, its governor Pavlo Krylenko said Russian forces have killed another 3 civilians. This following attacks on residences in Kramatorsk and Kostianivka, which have also caused significant damage to dozens of houses. International friendly sports when Nightline comes back shortly. We're back with sports football. The Harimau Malaya on Wednesday night produced a dominant performance when they mauled Solomon Islands 4-1 in an international friendly at the Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Stadium in Terengganu. In the match attended by more than 10,000 fans, striker Rafael Liai put Solomon Islands in front as early as in the 11th minute before Malaysia's midfielder Paulo Josue levelled the score 29 minutes later. The Harimau Malaya's second goal came as the match crept into stoppage time when Arif Aiman Hanapi converted a penalty to make it 2-1. The national squad then recorded their third goal through Safawi Rasid in the 76th minute before stretching their lead further through Lee Tuck in the 90th minute to seal a perfect 4-1 win for Malaysia. Malaysia will next take on Papua New Guinea in another international friendly at the Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Stadium on June 20th. On to badminton. The nation's top shuttler, Lee Zijia, has dropped a bombshell on Wednesday, announcing an indefinite break from badminton. Zijia's shock announcement came just after he suffered yet another early exit, this time when he fell in the first round of the Indonesia Open. The 25-year-old, who dropped out of the world's top 10 on Tuesday, lost to India's Lakshya Sen on Wednesday in just 33 minutes in his opening round. Zijia's body language was seen to have been disheartening during the second game as he went down 21-17, 21-13. Zijia, who also lost in the first round of the Singapore Open last week, did not specify how long he will be out, but said that he felt the break is necessary to return stronger. The world number 11 also doubled down on the need to reignite his love for the game, saying he will rediscover his passion for badminton. Wednesday's tournament was Zijia's third straight early exit after his fine showing at the Sudirman Cup in China last month. It was also the 7th time in 9 tournaments that the former All-England champion has lost in the preliminary rounds of the Badminton World Federation BWF Tour this year. Still to come, woman burnt to death in house fire. Stay tuned. Mentally disabled elderly woman was burnt to death in a fire that razed her house in Kampung Gong Datuk in Kuala Nerus on Wednesday. 60-year-old Sinik Abdullah, who lived with the family of her younger brother, 52-year-old Dol alias Zulkifli Abdullah, was reportedly alone at home in her room when the incident occurred at 11:50 a.m. State Fire and Rescue Department Deputy Director Muhammad Khairiri Madrasat said 3 fire engines, a water tanker and 28 firemen were dispatched to the scene after receiving an emergency call at 12:10 p.m. Upon arriving at the scene, firemen tried to rescue the victim, but part of the semi-permanent house, which was mostly made of wood, had collapsed, hampering rescue efforts. Firemen also took almost 20 minutes to bring the blaze under control. The cause of the fire and amount of losses are still being investigated. A motorcyclist in his 60s died after he crashed and fell off a ramp along the Sungai Besi Ulu Klang Elevated Expressway, Suka, near the Hulu Klang exit on Wednesday, while trying to avoid another motorcyclist who was riding against the flow of traffic. Ampang Jaya Police Chief ACP Muhammad Azam Ismail said authorities are currently tracking down the wrong-way motorcyclist who fled the scene. In a statement, Muhammad Azam said police were checking the Suka closed-circuit television camera system to identify the errant motorcyclist. The case was being investigated under the Road Transport Act for causing death by reckless or dangerous driving. Police also urged witnesses to come forward to assist in the investigation. In the 1:10 p.m. incident, the victim, who was riding a high-powered Ducati motorcycle, was going through a bend but lost control of his machine after trying to avoid the motorcyclist going against traffic on the right side of the road. The victim was then thrown off the ramp after hitting the left railings and plunged 30 meters onto the ground below. He was found lying face down behind the Sungai Klang Smart Control Station and was pronounced dead at the scene due to the severe leg injuries. Videos and photos of the incident also went viral on social media, sparking outrage among netizens over the reckless behavior of the motorcyclist involved. In Pulau Pinang, an elderly man was charged at the Bukit Mertajam Magistrates Court with murdering 2 men in Bukit Mertajam earlier this month. However, no plea was recorded from the accused, 66-year-old Tan Chu Heng, as the case was under the jurisdiction of the High Court. Based on the charges, Tan is accused of killing 79-year-old Tu Sun Yi in Seberang Perai Tengah on June the 6th. He is also accused of killing M. Murugasan, aged 58, at the same location between June 6 and June 8th. The accused was charged under the Penal Code and faces the death sentence if convicted. Magistrate Muhammad Harith Muhammad Mazlan has fixed September 11th for the remention of the case. Harry Potter fans will soon be able to take up their wands, put on their robes and immerse themselves in the wizarding world at a studio tour set to open in Tokyo on Friday. As we wrap up, let's take a look at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour Tokyo's attempt to lure fans from all over Asia into their beloved Harry Potter universe with a series of recreated iconic film sets, including the Great Hall, the Hogwarts Express and the Dragon Alley. With that, I'm Raymond Go. Thank you for watching and stay safe.